after food and water.
So it could be any tribe.
Yeah, any tribe.
Bedouins relate to al-Badiya.
Yeah.
And al-Badiya
open
is,
space.
You know, countryside, if you like, open space.
Yeah.
And Bedouins, people who live in al-Badiya, so it's not city, it's not Medina. And the Ashira has the meaning also Ishra, to live together. You ashir. And Ishra is to live together for a long time. So really, and you can also say it with man and woman, you know, spouses. So also it means they live very closely together for a long time. That make from it ashira.
Yeah.
I am from part of the country in Pakistan where tribes are very, north.
The main is the foundation of the structure.
About the tribes and what you were talking about, the relationship.
I think Qabila is very powerful concept also, because Qabila is very related to the idea of Qibla. As if you have a new entity, is more than Ashira, but they are very organized, so they can constitute a system when the life of all will be possible.
Exactly.
It's higher than Ashira.
So
it's more complex, more advanced. Exactly. So it can have goal, Qibla, can have project, can live together to realize something. So this is higher than.
And this is really the crux of the discussion. You cannot go to a higher social structure unless you put for yourself a higher purpose or a higher goal, higher qibla. You see, I mean, that's very, and then we will see, this is why we ask the question, how the tribe itself can be transcended also. You see, that as a concept.
This is what Islam will try to do.
You see, it's not like abandoning somebody closer to you. No. We want to make it a better, a larger solidarity or cohesive society that is capable of accepting even someone who may not biologically belong to the Ashira or to the Qabila. But you cannot transcend that. You cannot reach that objective without really going into this higher objective. This is very also interesting, the idea of Nashi talking about Qabila and Qibla being related even etymologically, that in order for these clans to get along and live together, they have to have a higher objective. And we talked about pastoral affairs. It could be for defense reasons, but also Durkheim talked about the totemism, like to have something to worship as a uniting force for this group of people. Although it's unfortunately he died just a few days ago, Claude Lévi-Strauss, at the age of 100 years. He is a very famous anthropologist, and he studied these, and although he did not or disagreed with that idea of Durkheim, but if you look at the names of these tribes in Arabia, they may give you an idea what they were basically worshipping. Qabilat Kalb, dog. The Kalb is dog. Thawr, ox. You see what I mean? The Asad, lion, and Quraysh could be from Qirsh. The Quraysh is a small shark. So in other words, the totem disappeared over time, but the name remained. So it is very interesting that Durkheim may have a point here of, how these names originally started. So it is very interesting, like this is very helpful for us. What will make people come together? You see what I mean? Regardless of how primitive is really the scale or the magnitude of, or the nature or the quality of worship, okay, or religion, quote unquote, but it gives you also a basic concept of what to bring really people together. And if we really look at the word li'ilaf, ilaf is i'tilaf, is really solidarity, cohesiveness. How Quraysh came to be Quraysh. You see how these clans, how these families came about to become clans, how these clans came about to become a bigger tribe. Okay, in a city now we know that what really brought people together, most likely not the military aristocracy, but probably the religious aristocracy, because of the Kaaba. Okay, even the word Bayt originally was used to say Baytul Ilah, Baytul Ilah, the house of the God. Any God could be, as we said, because they were, worshipping different idols. Okay, depending on the progress of that tribe or their own circumstances. But this is what really would bring them around these, and you will see the term Bayt coming into the picture as we read into really the surah. So I will really, I'm sure Naji will have really more light to shed on this, because this is really the crux of the discussion, because the surah is entitled Quraysh. You see what I mean? And now, as we were saying before, we were talking about the individual, the society, and now more sociology, now more anthropology, or social, if you like, anthropology. Now, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was ordered from the beginning to read. Without this reading, the reading of the individual, the reading creatively of the society where he lives, and understanding the circumstances, there's no way to affect a change. You see, if the whole idea of this new message is to produce a new human being, a new society with a new system of values. How come you are going to do all this without this deep understanding of that society?
And this is even when...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You said Ishra is two groups together, right? Is that related with Ashura?
No, Ashira, Naji was saying that from Ishra. وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Quran talks about the relationship between spouses, okay, husband and wife, okay. It's taking it to the extreme that even in the worst scenario, okay, even if the relationship reached the level of divorce, that should not make anyone, okay, transgress the boundaries and treat the others impolitely. But you have to stick to the basic values. وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Even if you see there is no point in continuing living together, in the future, but that should not really disturb the code of ethics that should really prevail between. So Ishra has also this meaning, okay, and to apply it